Hi everybody, Chris here from Truly Holistic. In this video I'm going to talk quickly about a product that I made or developed, which were dowsing rods, uh, often called L rods, dowsing rods, divining rods, and we call them the Ascension and Manifestation Dowsing Rods because they hold the energetics of both the trio set of the Ascension products and the trio of the manifestation trio, right? So there's 6 energetics in these dowsing rods in total, which is incredible, really. So they're much more than just a intuitive tool. You can use them just like a wand to heal. And what I want to show you in this video is that when I first learned how to use dowsing rods, I use them to make energetic shifts and changes too. And I really got involved initially into dowsing in regards to working on spinal alignment. Okay, and my history is that my grandmother, she used to use this V rod, but it was made out of whalebone, entwined together, these pieces of whalebone. So obviously when she passed away, and I looked into this because obviously, my journey into healing or energy healing came many years later after she passed, realized that that divining or tool that she used, which was made of whalebone, was very unique. But anyway, I learned with dowsing rods, and she had the ability to divine and douse where there was what chiropractors would say is a subluxation, where there's a vertebrae out of alignment or a disc out of alignment in the spine. And she'd run this V rod down this person's spine in front of her, and it would then point to the area that was out of alignment. Pretty cool, and this was kind of normal for me, right? What I've come to find now is actually in the community, the consciousness, spirituality community, the energy healing community, is that most things they believe can be worked just through energy, but those same people are still going to people that physically manipulate their spine to correct a spinal alignment or a posture correction. So for example, an osteopath or a chiropractor. Now, if anybody is not unaware, this is a service that Truly Holistic provides, a spinal alignment posture correction for people all around the world through distance healing, where of course there's no physical manipulation being had. It's all done energetically. We get great results. Many testimonials. We've just recently posted a video on my YouTube channel about the results that we get. And the fact that another video before that on my YouTube channel talking about my own personal journey of my spinal alignment problems and posture problems that I was able to correct through these means. And that eventually became a system or modality I created so that other people had that same access that I did to heal themselves, which we call intuitively aligned. Now, before we got that far down the track, and I just learned how to dowse for the first time using dowsing rods. It took me about 3 weeks of just 10, 15 minutes per day, building that trust into my intuition. And I used dowsing rods going down someone's spine to find out where they were out of alignment too. And I'm going to show you in this video how I did that, but also using the dowsing rod to align it back into place too. Now, of course, as I've mentioned, the intuitively alignment system is great if we want to be more specific diagnostically, and also the way that we want to go about treating things, because the intuitively alignment system is not just about aligning a vertebrae. You can align discs, you can release nerves that are entrapped or impinged or compressed. You can, remove the inflammation from that nerve, right, to reduce the swelling, so you get that nerve function back a lot faster. It also, in that system, teaches you how to assess posture using an XYZ axis assessment, 3D axis model of looking at your posture, and also how to go about correcting that as well. So And also within that system, it teaches you how to essentially work on trigger point areas, reflexology, acupuncture, essentially without the needles. So it's there's so much involved within that system. But I want to just show you how I started in a very simplistic means and how you can do that using dowsing rods, and in particular, the dowsing rods that we created here at Truly Holistic. Now, when we brought these dowsing rods out, as I mentioned, they're called the Ascension Manifestation Dowsing Rods. It took a long time for us to release a product to extend your intuition ability. And why that was, because I didn't want to just put a product out there like everybody else. The thing about Truly Holistic here is all the products, all the modalities are they're pioneers in their field, right? And we're really pushing things forward because our number one principle here at Truly Holistic is to grow, evolve, ascend, right? So we want to put out products, we want to put out modalities, ways of healing that is cutting edge, and it's working at the origin or root of what we want to resolve, not just superficial means. Okay, so this is the product here. These are the dowsing rods here, right? And they're all the brass wire or rod aspect is cut to a measurement. The handle, which is just a brass tube, is also cut to a cubic measure, which a cubic measure facilitates or anchors a certain energetic. And also you'll see these little, so this incorporates tensor technology as well as light technology, and light technology is when we use crystal powders encapsulated in resin, these are these beads, to anchor those energetics, as well as when we use cubic measures. Okay, so even though the brasses bring through energetics, the beads that this has got malachite crystal powder in is also anchoring other energetics in as well. That is not bound just to the crystal itself, malachite, but we use the crystal powder because it could be any crystal. It could be rose quartz, could be amethyst, could be just quartz, could be lapis lazuli, shungite. We're using the crystal powder as an ability to anchor in etheric template energetics, okay? And so when you're getting this product, it's not just a dowsing tool. This is bringing through energetics that make you connect into your higher, deeper aspects of self, right? So, which is going to support you getting good answers in your intuition ability, and also providing a greater sense and stronger connection into your intuition. But it's also got the energetics of what the Manifestation Tensor Trio set provide, which is a 3 tensor rings, which is a set that allows you to reset your timelines. Okay. So when we look at timelines, we look at a path, a journey, a future that we're trying to facilitate that allows you to grow, evolve, and ascend. Okay. And we call that the sacred timeline. That timeline you're supposed to not only walk upon, but create for yourself, right? As you walk upon it. It's like you're forming the stepping stones as you walk on them to provide your future. And we know that, obviously here, the body, the human, is a vessel that is extending the will of an intelligence through it. So this depends on whether you're on your sacred timeline or if you create these branch timelines that are veering to outcomes that are not in the highest good or highest alignment, not your ascension. It depends on the intelligence that's guiding you, right? Giving you either thought forms or a hunch or a feeling to make those decisions and choices that's formulating your path that you're going to walk upon. So when you have these, you're actually connecting into the intelligence that wants to facilitate the guidance of you to maintain that sacred timeline, right? So you're getting that guidance, but secondly, these hold the energetics that reset the timeline. So it eradicates and removes those branch timelines and gets all your energy back on track onto your sacred timeline. So, you can use this as an energetic wand. They're more than just dowsing rods, okay? So the wonderful products that you can get on my product store at trulyholistic.net/products/. So now let's get into how I can and how I did it, but also you can when you've got dowsing rods, especially these ones, in regards to diagnostically finding something out of alignment in the spine, but also treating it. Okay, here we go. So what you do is, again, I'm hoping in the future to do a video where we'll have another participant here, and I can show you on that person. But we're gonna, in the meantime, show you what we do, okay, without a participant here. So what you're gonna do, whenever you're using dowsing rods, you want to keep them parallel. So what I mean by that, they're parallel to each other, right? Now, straight ahead. Now, another thing, on my product page, we sell them as a couple, but we also sell just one as well, because you can still get your yes and no answers out of just one dowsing rod. And as I say, you can use it as a one. You just direct it to where you want to heal as well. So you don't necessarily need to, but for some people, they feel more comfortable having a pair. Okay? So, for example, with any dowsing rods, yep, as I say, you want parallel, and you want to find out what your yes and no answer is. Okay? And that might not come easily to you when you immediately use them. For anyone that's starting and has never done any intuitive dowsing before. But my recommendation is that you just keep at it. You know, do it for practice it 10, 15 minutes a day, and you just keep at it, and you'll become more sensitive to the feel that's involved with it. Because any dowsing, whether it's a pendulum, whether it's dowsing rods or muscle kinesiology, it's an act of feel. It's not thought. This is where we get into trouble. And this is why a lot of people have a lot of problems learning how to be intuitive and use a dowsing, like a pendulum or a dowsing rod and so on, is because thought gets in the way. And I'm not going to get into it in great deal here because I do a number of posts and videos about this, but you know, generally as humans we're taught to become thinkers to the detrimental effect to our health, but also our insight and guidance into what is right and what's perhaps not the right thing for us, which is more of a feel. It's not thought, it's feel. Okay, so I do a lot of other videos about getting into the heart, the importance of love and being in the heart center instead of being mind orientated. And this is going to greatly benefit your intuition ability, especially when using a medium for that intuition, like dowsing rods or a pendulum. So what I go here, right, and I'm going to ask, right, what's my yes response, right? And so they go straight out, okay? Now, does that mean that your yes response is going to be exactly the same? No. It might mean they go in. But you need to establish that with your guide, with your connection, with your intuitive connection. Okay? So my yes answer is that they go out, right? Now, what is my no answer, please? So again, you go back to parallel. What's my no answer, right? So they go in. So that's yes goes out, no goes in, okay? So now that you've established that, you know, picture someone in front of me, right? So you're going to start from right at the top here, right, which is where C1 is. So we're getting into the atlas and axis aspect of the cervical spine, the neck. And we're going to start from there, parallel again. And all you're going to ask, right, is, can you tell me what is out of alignment, right? And it's going to give you a yes or no response. So as you go down, let's say I'm going to do it to myself, right? And I'm going to go up here, the level of the video. What's out of alignment, please? So straight away it's saying no, like right at the top. And as you go down, you just go down like this, gliding down that person's spine. It's still saying no. Is anything out of alignment? And it's still saying no. I'll just stand up a bit. Is anything out of alignment? Anything out of alignment? So at the moment, it's saying there's nothing out of alignment, right? As you saw, as you go down the person's spine, it stated my no answer. Now, let's say the person was saying, hey, my middle of my back's a bit not right, right? So what you're generally going to see if, let's say, your no response is the same as mine, right? And it's like that, is you go down like that, and when it comes into the thoracic spine, all of a sudden they'll get a fling out like that, which says, yes, right at that point, right, where that height of where you've got your dowsing rods, and that person's spine, there's something out, okay? So while you're there, right, and the dowsing rods are like that, all I used to do was realign the vertebrae disc in this area of the spine. And what you gradually see, and when you got sensitive to the dowsing rods, you'd see those dowsing rods do that and start to come across, and then they swing in. And that's the indication that now that is back in alignment, because it's no longer saying that there's something out of alignment, right? A yes answer. It's come back to saying no, to say, no, that's back in alignment. There's nothing out there now. And it's pretty cool, because you'd see it just gradually bring across. And if you're sensitive to energy, you'll feel that in your own spine, or that person that is getting that treatment will feel that in their spine. Okay, it's pretty cool. Okay, and as I say, it's quite a general way of doing alignment. It works, right? And if you're going to apply this and realize, oh my God, this works, that's all you need, right? Because the thing is, I always say, it doesn't matter what works as long as it works, right? And it's sadly, a majority of the time, humans close doors that they should be opening. That could be that very thing that heals them, that resolves their issue, but just through the way that we're taught to be thinkers and programmed that way, a lot of the times we don't really try everything. People say, oh, I've tried everything. No, you haven't. You've tried less than 1% of what can be tried. So this is how I started with it, right? Just scrolling and coming down the spine. And you might want to make that intention before you're about to check out with these. You might want to be specific, and as you're about to start to go down, say, can you tell me if there's any vertebrae out of alignment, right? So then it's going to focus just on vertebrae. Okay, and it's going to tell you. And let's say you went down and there was no vertebrae out. So next step was, okay, to go back up the top, starting from the atlas axis, scroll down, is I want to know what disc is out of alignment. Because there might be a disc out, not a vertebrae, or vice versa. Right, so you can do that too. Okay, so when you then make that intent, let's say it found a disc out, in that position where it says, yes, that's out, you're going to say, realign that disc back to its correct position. Right, and then you're going to start to see those dowsing rods indicate that, yes, something is happening, right? It's aligning that disc, and when it eventually folds back over, gets that no response, that is your confirmation that that disc is back in alignment. Okay? But as I say, you've got to establish that connection first to find out what your yes answer and what your no answer with the dowsing rods before doing that. So I hope you've really enjoyed this video and education that's come along with it. You might want to try, if you're somebody that's a dowser already and you've got dowsing rods, do it. Try it with the dowsing rods you got. But I wanted to really show you the specific uniqueness of the dowsing rods, the Ascension and Manifestation Dowsing Rods that Truly Holistic provides and sells. They're just not an ordinary dowsing rod. There's no dowsing rod like these out there. Okay, so as I say, if you're interested in buying the dowsing rods, go to my product store at trulyholistic.net/products/. We'll put it in the description, the link. As well as if you're interested in even taking it even further and want the intuitively alignment system, as I say, so many goodies involved with that. It's so comprehensive. There's no system like that out there. And trust me, this is a system that you can be empowered to heal yourself, heal your family, heal your friends, your community. And if you're a practitioner, provide a treatment option that most people believe you need to be right next to them, and you can treat people all over the world. Increase your client base by learning this ability for this to be part of your tool belt or your skill set in regards to your field. It's pretty cool. You'll find that also on the product store at trulyholistic.net/products/ and it's called Intuitively Aligned. We also provide the service, a session option, which is for spinal alignment and posture correction, which you'll find on my appointment page, which is trulyholistic.net/appointments/ and again, we'll put all the links into the description. Now, I'd love to hear your comments. So any comments about anything I've said in this video, please post below. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you really enjoyed the content and would like to know more about this type of stuff. And also push the notification bell because it will notify you when there is a new video dropped on the channel. Until next time, see you later.